everyone, welcome to One Mouse, One Dream. This is my first scrapbooking video I'm going to be sharing with you guys. I have been sort of on a hiatus with my scrapbooks, and I just told myself I have to get back into making them because I have so many pictures from so many trips and different things that I had like sort of compiled over the last couple years, and Disney trips was one of them. Yeah, I don't know. You know, I love coming back from the trip and seeing so many amazing photos and just living the memory all over again. And I'm usually pretty good about making scrapbooks right away, but just so many different things have been going on in my life, my personal life, that I just haven't had the time, nor I guess you could say the motivation. Anyways, yes, this is really embarrassing to say, but the scrapbook I'm currently working on is from 2014. We went to Disney in February of 2014 and had lots of great photos from the trip, and I just haven't put together a scrapbook yet, but I'm doing that now. And I'm sort of going to show you guys the sort of process that I've been using. Some things are new, some things I've used in the past, and I'll sort of explain things as I go. And then I'm going to show you, at the end of the video, I'm going to show you guys what some of the pages look like that I've completed as well. I'm not going to share with you the whole entire scrapbook. I still have a few pages to finish, but I just thought I'd share with you what I've done so far to get from point A to point B, and that is having, I'd say it's like 75% complete, which I'm really proud of, because I've only done that in about the last 2-3 weeks, so I'm very, very excited about that. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is something that is new for myself. I have started to use a website called PicMonkey, and that is just PIC and then the word monkey.com. So PicMonkey is a website that you can use to edit photos. Part of it is free. The other part of it is what they call Royale, and you have to pay for that. But it's not expensive whatsoever. So you can use just the basic things that they have on there that they have for free, or if you like to upgrade, you can try for 30 days. You can try the Royale features, which gives you some extra editing tools. It gives you extra like decorations that you can use, text, different types of text fonts and things. And then after the 30 days, if you do like it, you see that you are using it very often, especially the extra Royale features, then you can pay. It's $4.99 a month, but if you sign up for your Royale account, it will be $33 a year, will start automatically. So it's not that expensive. I mean, to some people it might be, but like $5 a month. I mean, I know so many people go out and do like the subscription boxes and things, and for me, for scrapbooking and doing other types of crafts with photos, like that's worth it for me. So anyways, like I said, it's free for just the basic features, and then if you want to step up to the Royale, it's an extra $4.99 a month, or $33 annually. So I'm not going to go into detail about PicMonkey itself, because that would just be a whole other video, and that's not really related to Disney, but I just wanted to let you guys know one of the things that I've been starting to do differently with my scrapbook. So now I'm going to share with you guys what some of those photos look like what some of the photos look like now that I've used PicMonkey to edit some of my photos. I will say, doing that with PicMonkey, besides the extra features that I'm going to share with you, as far as what the photos look like, it's really helped me narrow down the amount of photos that I'm going to use for my scrapbook too, because I take a ton of photos. I always feel like I'm running out of memory card space on my memory cards that I take, and I always keep taking more and more memory cards each trip every time we go, because I just feel like even though I've been there so many times, I still love taking pictures like I did the very first time walking into Disney World. So it helps me like narrow down the photos that I want to use for each page, and it really helps with cutting back the cost of printing like more photos than like you probably would really use for your scrapbook. So that's one thing that I like about it, besides the other features I'm going to talk about with you now. So here's that clip. These are a couple of the groupings of photos I'm going to share with you guys to show you what they look like with using the PicMonkey website. So as you can see, like I added almost like photo corner details already onto the picture to sort of give it some scrapbook elements prior to actually doing scrapbooking. This is, like I said before in the introduction video, this is my first time doing it, but I think it really turned out really cool. You know, I added some clip art there. It says Disney Magical Express because we just got to the airport, and that's just one of the photos that I took there. So you can see that gives you a couple options. Like it looks like I have two different pieces of colored paper behind the picture, as well as the photo corners. This is one of my favorite pictures that turned out. So it's the Hollywood Tower of Terror, and you can see in the details that I added like that crow flying up at the top there, as well as some spider web effects to it, and I just think it looks really, really cool. You can see on this other one too, like I added the spider web to it. I just think it looks really cool. Just gives it some detail to it prior to actually doing my scrapbook. And then next couple pictures I'll show you. This one is like for our resort. So we stayed at the All-Star Sports Resort, and I just added some stars there to the bottom, which looks really cool, as well as that like green edging kind of effect there. Something similar to the Hollywood Tower of Terror. For Ariel's grotto, like I added like, it looks like water droplets to like the whole picture, because obviously you go under the sea, and I just thought that was really fitting. This one, in the actual ride, you feel like you're underneath the water, but on the top here, like I added that like water effect to make it really look like she's under the sea even more, and I think it turned out really cool. And then last couple ones I'm going to show you. This one looks like a Polaroid print, but it looks like sort of like vintage looking with the edging there at the bottom, and I don't know, I just think it really turned out cool. These are some photos from Animal Kingdom. And then this is just another example of what the photo corners can look like. This is you know, in Magic Kingdom, and I just think it, you know, like I said, it just makes scrapbooking a little bit easier, I think. This is my first time trying it, so I'm not sure, you know, I wasn't sure what to expect. And this is just a couple more pictures to show that you can even add text to the bottom of these as well. And I just think it looks really cool, and it saves me some time with having to handwrite some things. Obviously I didn't do it on everything, but I was just trying to test it out to see how it works, and so far I'm really happy with it, and I'm definitely going to use PicMonkey again in the future to help spice up some of my pictures. So I hope you guys enjoyed, you know, seeing how I use PicMonkey to help with scrapbooking. Okay, so now you guys seen how cool your photos can look with doing some just basic like editing to your photos in PicMonkey. And I don't think I mentioned before, but PicMonkey is super easy to use. It doesn't take a lot of skill. I mean, there are some really detailed things that you can do with it if you really like worked hard at it and like started like learning the different like features and things like that. But the things that I'm doing on the photos that I just showed you, as well as some other photos that I have in my scrapbook, like it's really honestly not that hard to use. And it's just sort of fun to add some of those details even before you get your photos printed. So now I'm going to share with you guys like what I do like once I've done the edits to PicMonkey and then actually printed the pictures, gone to pick them up, and now I'm like sort of getting things ready with how I'm gonna like lay the page out. So I'm gonna show you what I do at that point. Okay, so now that you guys see how I do some of my edits to my pictures even prior to printing, I'm now going to show you sort of what I do next in the process before I even like start to even make an actual page. So what I always do is I grab some sort of bin, especially if I'm doing like a big scrapbook to, for a trip or whatever, especially obviously Disney. I always take tons of pictures, and yes, I always try to do a scrapbook because that's how I enjoy to cherish the memories. And you know, if I'm needing a little Disney pick-me-up, I just take the scrapbook out and look through the pictures, and that's just how I find it comforting. So I grab a bin because how I like to do my scrapbooks lately is I utilize the plastic page protectors that you normally would use to put your scrapbook pages in your scrapbook. I look at the pictures that I'm working on and go through my scrapbook paper and see what pages I think I'd like to use for these specific photos. So for this one, and this is actually the last time that I will ever see the Mickey's Jungle Jam and Parade, because it's no longer at Animal Kingdom. So I obviously wanted to make sure I got some photos to do a scrapbook page of this to remember it. And so this one, like I sort of did my edits with PicMonkey in like a little bit orange and blue and green. So I just thought that this paper would look really pretty with that, and it has sort of that, you know, African Asian sort of inspiration to it as well. So I picked out that paper. I picked out some coordinating like solid colors to go with it as well. And then based on what theme I'm doing on this particular page, I like to use Post-it notes and keep like sort of notes on here as far as some other ideas that I like to do. For example, for this, some cartridges for my Cricut like die cutting machine. This possibly could use the Destinations Classic or Mickey and Friends cartridge, and then I just sort of keep that on there as a reminder that that's something that I might like to use. Prior to even like beginning to like, you know, glue them down or add, you know, anything to the actual paper, I sort of use my phone as like a guide. I lay out the pages on like as far as photos and things to see how I might like to have them laid out. Then it can give me a guide as far as how much space here is left to add some extra details, as well as like wording and things like that. So that's how I sort of group everything. I do that for all the pages. Like for example, this one is just miscellaneous Magic Kingdom things, and even in here you can see I've added some stickers, some washi tape, and again my Post-it note with possible cartridges. This one is for Toy Story Midway Mania. Again, you can see all the extra little accessories and things that I've added in here that I think I might like to use for this grouping. Here's Hollywood Tower of Terror. And then this one is from Chef Mickey's. Okay, so now you guys have seen the two different steps that I've done so far, and that is using PicMonkey to make some edits to my photos. And then step two would be putting the photos together with like the pages that I'd like to use for the actual scrapbook, the stickers, the extra doodads and things like that. And now I'm going to share with you guys sort of like how I laid out before I start gluing everything down. And then I will share with you guys the after of some of the pages that I've already completed so far. So first, you're going to see how I lay everything out and then sort of talk through what my next step is before I start gluing things down. So once I have everything laid out and figured out as far as like the stickers I have on hand, things that I might need, I then start to sort of play around with things and start to glue them down. So for example, this one is from Chef Mickey, and I went ahead, this white border along the actual photo is part of the PicMonkey that I did before I even printed my photos from Walgreens. So it sort of helps give that like layered look to the photo without adding like extra white trim or something behind the photo. But then what I did do is I cut out a piece of coordinating black paper and just made a trim, and it just seems to make the process go a lot faster for me. And then I even went ahead and added some washi tape to the bottom here just to sort of get things rolling, because that's what I wanted to do as far as the theme goes. And then once this is done, then I'll eventually come back to this page and glue everything down and then use the Cricut cartridge. So those are the steps that I've been taking recently to help me like feel like I'm staying on top of like everything all at once. I know sometimes before I used to just do one page at a time, but I find like working like this, I can get like everything done. That way I'm not running to the store back and forth looking for certain stickers that I'm trying to use for specific pages. I can try to like get everything that I need all at once. And so far, like, I love the process, and it seems to be going really easy for me, especially when you can see all the different pages that I'm planning on completing for this particular scrapbook. Okay, so before I even start to think about gluing down anything, I lay out my photos how I think I'm going to like them on the pages that I'm doing. And then what I do is any space that I have left over, like here in this top corner, over here in the bottom, I sort of like think, okay, what kind of stickers and details that I have that I could add to them, or I'll go to my Cricut cartridges and look at different things that I think might be cool for these pages. So that's like my next step that I do even before starting to glue everything down, because I just sort of like taking the time, printing out everything from my cartridges that I need to use, making sure I have all the stickers to go with everything, because I really, really like to be able to work on multiple pages at one time, sort of at that same process. So what I'm going to do next for all of my pages, not just the one that I have laid out here, I'm going to go through all my cartridges and print out anything as far as details that I'd like to do with these pages, put them back all into the clear page protector, and move on to the next page that I'm going to work on and do the same thing. The reason I like doing this, it just makes like it easy to like do all the gluing, all the cutting out and things like that all at one time. I don't know, that's just something I like to do. So now I'm going to choose, what pieces I want to pull from this, and then add them to the pages, that are coordinating, and then put everything to the side and move on to the next one. So that's my next step that I'm going to do. Okay, so now that you guys have seen the process that I've used so far for this current scrapbook, like obviously some of the elements are things that I've done in the past, and obviously PicMonkey is something that I've used that's new. So now I'm going to share with you guys just a few of the pages that I've completed so far so that you guys can see what they look like. I'm actually using, for this scrapbook, I'm using the new red and white polka dot scrapbook that I picked up at oh my gosh, Tuesday morning, and I shared this with you guys in one of my haul videos, I think from June or July, I can't remember which one it was, but let me share some of the pages with you. So I'm going to take them out of the actual scrapbook, so it makes it a little easier for me to show you guys. So the first one I'm going to share with you is a page from our resort that we stayed at, and that is All Star Sports. So in the background you can see there's a baseball, and then these are some of the pictures that I did edit with PicMonkey, and that's the one that I showed you guys in the tutorial. And I really keep it simple. I mean, I know that you could go crazy doing so many amazing details to the scrapbook. I just don't personally have the time for that. I try to make it like really, neat looking as best I can by being simple. And then on the back side, this is what they look. I added some ribbon detail on the bottom here too. And that's just what it looks like. You can see there's some of the wording that I added using PicMonkey. And it just sort of helps bring everything to life without going too crazy. Next one I'm going to share with you guys is the Chef Mickey's one. So this is like one of the ones that I shared with you before I started gluing everything down. I ended up not even using my Cricut cartridge. I ended up finding like these stickers that I had, and it just says Hiya Pal. And then you can see I added like those stickers that I had, as well as oh, the bling. So the bling Mickeys I added to like some of the photos, and again you can see that our yummy food, that's something that I added with the PicMonkey. So there's that one. And then let's see, I'm just trying to like go through a couple of them quick just to share with you. So I love how this one turned out. This is just one of the 2 pages for The Little Mermaid, and you can see there's the like the bubble water details on that. Just some stickers that I added, some paper, and just having some really pretty scrapbooking paper like really helps make it look more like well done, I guess you could say, or more detail. And then I also, you know, this is really simple, but I just think it like turned out really cool. I love the paper. This is from Animal Kingdom. This is just showing, it's like me standing there at the like the Africa entrance, and I just used some really cool like stickers there. But again, like, you know, you can do some cute pages without having to go too crazy, and it still, you know, makes it a little bit nicer than your standard just photo album. And then the last one I'll share with you guys is Mickey's Jungle Parade. So this was the last time that actually we got to see this, because they don't do this parade any longer. But that's what that, you know, page looks like. This one I used my Mickey and Friends cartridge to print out these, to cut out these Mickeys here, and I just did like sort of a pattern along there. And then I used brads. They're called brads. They're like the, I don't know if you guys have ever seen them, but they're they look like thumbtack kind of things, and then they have like a clip that you push through the paper, and then you just fold down the sides, and it just gives it some like really cute details on your page without using stickers. So those are just some of the many pages that I've been working on in my scrapbook for our trip from 2014. And you know, I hope you guys get inspired to do your own scrapbook, or even just, you know, come up with a few pages from some of your favorite trips that you've taken. Maybe not even Disney too, but obviously this is a channel that's all related to Disney, so of course they're going to be about Disney trips or Disney things. But like I said, I really, you know, I find that trying to stay really organized and like doing like one thing at a time before you move on to the next step of things, I think it really helps like with the process. And definitely doing PicMonkey with this set of photos for the scrapbook has like helped me like not be indecisive about like which photos to use, which photos not, you know, and not to use. And as far as like the theme or the color theme for the actual like page 2, it's really helped out. So I hope you guys got some ideas from this. I hope you guys are inspired to make your own scrapbook from like trips before, or like trips that you're, you know, planning to taking in the future. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely please subscribe to my channel. Spread the word to your friends and family about this channel as well, if you know that they love Disney as much as you do, as well as I. And don't forget, every Friday, new video posted on this channel. Thanks guys, have a magical day, and I will talk to you guys next time.